Hello Miners and Happy New Year. We are back in 2024 kicking off with something special here. The intro is going to be a little bit different than normal because we're playing some Cube today. As such, for those that don't know what this format is, Cube is a form of limited where you don't actually have a deck before you start the event. So I can't do my normal deck tech breakdown going over what the deck we're going to play today is because I don't know what it's going to be. For those of you who don't know what Cube is, it is a unique form of limited where you draft cards out of a curated set of cards where there's only one of each card in it. This one in particular, the Vintage Cube, is cards from all of Magic's history, the most powerful cards out there. You've got your Power 9, you've got restricted cards, you've got banned cards, just the most broken shit possible that you can do in Magic. So what we're going to do is we're going to crack our packs, draft our deck, and see what the Magic gods have in store for us and see what crazy shit we can pull off. So let's get right to it, hop right into the draft, and I will catch you all in the wrap-up. Go, pack one, pick one. Let's see what we got here. I mean, we can always go for the big fatty spaghetti monster, Emrakul, and try to go into some kind of sneak attack, show and tell sort of thingy here. We also could go with Tinker, see if we can get some kind of, like, fucked up, degenerate artifact deck if some pass around. Other than that, I mean, we could go Bergie, try to force Storm. Other than that, Wild Mikado, we could go aggro, but it's kind of boring. I mean, you want to do something broken or stop broken things, so I think what we want to do, I'm kind of leaning toward Tinker. Like, artifacts tend to be pretty common. We can do some really fucked up shit with it. But Emmy's always got a soft spot with me here. That being said, it doesn't fit into Reanimator because it's Shuffle, so it'd have to be Show and Tell Sneak Attack. I think we're going to grab the Tinker and hope that things work out well. Yeah, let's go ahead with the Tinker. So here, Sylvan Library is good as far as card selection goes. We can get a Tutor. Orcish Bowmasters ain't bad, but I feel like there's not enough cantrips. Smuggler's Copter is a good thing that we can tinker away. So I'm kind of tempted to grab Smuggler's Copter. Lands, we have no idea what colors we're going in yet. It is blue, so it works with Tinker. We're gonna grab the Looter Scooter. Contagion, ooh. I haven't seen that before. That is the Black Force. Skull Clamp isn't bad if we want to go into, like, creatures. Esper Sentinel isn't bad. It's another artifact to be able to do something with it. We don't really have any payoffs. We could grab Natural Order and try to pivot into, like, a big green rampy sort of thing. With the Ignoble Hierarch, too, that might not be a bad idea. That being said, nothing really fits with the artifact theme we're going with here, so I half want to grab Natural Order just so we have a pivot plan here. Like I said, Skull Clamp wouldn't be terrible if we can go more into the artifact theme, or we can grab Esper Sentinel and see what that does. But I feel like that's probably going to wheel. You've also got Seasoned Pyro, so I'm assuming one of these three things wheels. So, you know, yeah, let's grab Skull Clamp. We're going to go more into the artifact theme and see if we can get some more, like, 1/1 creatures on shit. Candelabra is not bad if we want to do some rampy shit. Shorikai would be great with what we're trying to do here, so we actually might want Shorikai, honestly. We can tinker into it if we need to. Paradoxical Outcome's not bad. Trinket Mage isn't bad. But this is more stormy. This is more if we're looking for a specific artifact that's low mana value. I don't really see that in our deck yet. Shorikai can create tokens to be able to get card draw off a Skull Clamp, so I like that. You can also tinker into it pretty quickly, and it in and of itself is pretty crazy as an 8/8 for 4. So I think we're going to go ahead and grab Shorikai, and we're just all in on the artifact theme that we're going with here. We just don't have a big artifact for payoffs yet is the problem. Being in these colors, top is always a good idea. Like, it's more card selection, card draw. Spellbomb isn't bad. Another cheap thing to go away. Golos wouldn't be bad. If we want to grab some, like, high-end stuff, we can try to high roll off of Golos, but we need to be able to, like, the mana for it. Reprieve, just kind of a counterspell isn't half bad, but I feel like counterspells are probably going to wheel. Bloodtithe Harvester can create a artifact I can tinker away, but then we're going 4-color, and that might be a bit extreme. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with the top. I really want some kind of big, high, like, curved topper artifact that we can do with this here would be the absolute best. Given what we got, Tamishi. There's some combos that can be done with Tamishi. Touch the Spirit Realm, honestly, is probably the best bet here. It's just good removal and colors that we're kind of going for at this point. There's a part of me that wants to pivot into actually doing like some kind of ramp as well. Like, just we have a ramp option, but I think we're too hard into the artifacts. That being said, I'm not seeing a lot of artifacts going around, so I don't know if I'm trying to pick something that's closed. That is just my inexperience drafting, but I think we're gonna go with touch. I think it's a decent removal spell. What do we have here? Soul Guide Lantern is good random hate, but doesn't really do anything with what we're trying to do. Probably Enlighten Tutor. I can tutor for an artifact that I need. But the problem is we need some big artifact payoff, really, unless we're gonna go into this weird control slash grindy thing here, and we're tinkering just to find our utility stuff? Which, I mean, isn't the worst thing in the world, but yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and grab the Enlightened Tutor. It's in our colors, and it can act as a tutor for our artifact, so let's grab that. I mean, we can always just eventually ramp into an Ugin. And if we can get the game to go long enough, we can definitely do that. Another option would be grab Elspeth and go more for the grindy, like create a bunch of tokens. It works with Skullclamp pretty well. It gives me stuff to be able to fuel a Smuggler's Copter. Yeah, I think getting up to 8 mana in what we're trying to do here, because we're not seeing any mana artifacts, might be a little bit hard. So I think we're going to go with Elspeth and go more into the token strategy. We'll grab that. Now we're back to our original one here. Based off of what we have, I might grab the Containment Priest just as a sideboard card against Reanimator / Show and Tell style cards. Sam is fun, but everything I'm sacrificing to Skullclamp right now is tokens, so it doesn't really synergize with anything I'm doing at the moment is the problem. So, but if I hit any kind of like Lotus Petal LED kind of effect, Sam actually is pretty sweet. I think we're gonna grab this as a sideboard card. I mean, since we're going kind of heavy in on the tokens here, we might just grab Lingering Souls. This deck is turning out to be quite a bit more fair than I was honestly anticipating at this point. Giver can work with protecting our stuff, but I think we're just going to go ahead and grab this. I don't know how realistically we're going to be able to cast the backside of it, though. A natural or a wield, so I think green is way open. We might grab this just so worst case scenario we can pivot into something else if the green big creature plan is actually open. So I think we might just grab that as a, if we have to pivot super late. This works with our token theme, but again, I don't know if this is just too fair is the problem. Candelabra would be great if we had some other things, but yeah, I think we're gonna grab Hero. We'll move Devoted Druid to the sideboard. It looks like green is super open. And like, yeah, green is super open. So depending on what we get in our next pack, we might pivot here. Oh, Jesus. Green, being as open as it is, we might pivot. That being said, we have Mox. Like, that is very good. It's hard to pass up power. Currency Converter is pretty good for what we're trying to do. We can probably expect that to wheel. But there's a part of me that wants to just pivot into green. We've got Hoof Daddy, and we've got the Natural Order, but I have a feeling that's probably going to wheel. You also just, you can't pass up power. Like, we're even though it's off-color power, I think we have to take the power. Like, it's not even a question, right? What can we do here? So, the unexciting choice is mana. Psi actually works pretty well with what we're doing here. Phyrexian Metamorph could be interesting as well, but I don't know what we're copying at the moment. We also could just grab Triplicate Titan, but I have a feeling that probably wheels, because that is a good Tinker target. It's not the greatest, but it's a good one. There's a lot of stuff in this pack that actually is pretty decent for what we're trying to do here. But I'm kind of leaning towards Psi. It leans into a lot of this tokeny, skull clampy kind of stuff that we're trying to do here. And I think the Triplicate Titan's gonna wheel. I'm not seeing a bunch of the big creatures disappearing. So I think we're gonna go with Psy. This pack... I mean, Batterskull's an artifact. It's a creature. Manifold Key, we don't really have anything that actively works with it that well. I mean, like, if we get enough mana, we can activate Shorakai a couple of times. I don't know if that's really worth it. Odawara is a decent removal spell, so to speak. We could just grab a Prismatic Vista for mana fixing purposes. Green is super open, which means these are probably going to wheel. As unexciting as it is, I think we take the mana fixing here. We also do have a red splash open to us, but definitely not for Glorybringer, I don't think. Coming into this pack, Porcelain Legionnaire is not bad. Helm of Awakening is symmetrical, which is kind of terrifying. We're definitely not a land deck here. Adeline, this leans really heavy into the token generating stuff, and I mean we're kind of aggro-y, kind of. I actually don't hate Adeline, to be totally honest with what we're doing here. Nothing here screams we need red. Porcelain Legionnaire is not bad, but I think we're gonna go with Adeline. Okay, so in this pack actually has some good stuff here. Like, Saheeli's really good with what we're trying to do. Blade Splicer makes a bunch of bodies. I think we're going to go ahead and grab the Tundra, though. Honestly, we need the mana fixing at this point. And all these other things are kind of deck-specific. So I think they'll wheel. We're hoping either Saheeli... I'm thinking Saheeli or Everflowing Chalice are the two that we want to wheel the most, but we're going to take the Tundra for now. We need the mana fixing. Ulamog, yes. Okay, Staff of the Storyteller. That actually works super well with Skull Clamp, and I like that. Phyrexian Dragon Engine does as well. Other things we could think about if they come back. I mean, we could grab Expressive Iteration if it comes back, but I think Staff of the Storyteller is going directly in the direction that we want to be going with this deck. Okay, so now is when we're starting to see... Okay, I'm very tempted to grab this as a Tinker target. You just don't pass this up. But that being said, like, Sky Sovereign's very good here. Karn is very good with what we're trying to do here. This Talisman is very good with what we're trying to do here, but, like, we need Tinker targets. So, we can't pass up the Bolas' Citadel. We just can't. Other things. Oh, Cityscape Leveler? Hell yeah. Okay, now we are hitting our payoffs. We're hitting our Tinker payoffs now, very much so. Yeah. Yep. 100% Cityscape Leveler. What came back around here that's worth seeing? Since we're pretty heavily going with this theme right now, what does Uncas do? Other bird creatures you control can always creature from a sad draw card, then discard a card. I don't actually really have any blue creatures, but this does have synergies with artifact stuff, so maybe we actually want this, because it can make things an artifact. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. Uncas doesn't seem terrible. Coming back around, probably want Unlicensed Hearse based off of everything else. Goes with our artifacts. Oust also isn't terrible. It's just like a removal spell. I mean, we got Containment Priest to kind of help out, doing the same thing Unlicensed Hearse does, so I actually think we want Oust for removal purposes. So, Thraves acts as an early blocker, it's card draw. I am actually leaning toward Thraves here, because it can also, like, crew a Smuggler's Copter. Yeah, let's go Thraves. I mean, I guess Dig Through Time is probably the correct option here. I don't know how much we're feeling our graveyard, but... Because, like, these two do literally nothing. I don't have a way to make green. Out of all of this, probably Luminarch Aspirant. And then Intrepid Adversary. I mean, we're kind of doing this weird, like, pseudo-aggro-y thing here. I'd like some more fast mana. Ooh, okay, Mana Vault, I like that. What else is in this pack? Plateau wouldn't be bad. Jace wouldn't be terrible if it comes back around. Deserted Beach wouldn't be bad. Lauren is interesting. Sword of the Meek would be cool if we got Copter Foundry to go along with it, but 100% we want the fast mana with Mana Vault. So I guess we got 1, 2, 3-ish cards, 4 maybe, that we wouldn't mind circling. So yeah, let's go ahead and grab the Mana Vault. That's 100% what we'll... Someone passed up a Mox? What the hell was in this pack? I mean, 100% we're grabbing the on-color Mox. No doubt about that. We do not have enough blue cards to justify Force of Will at all. Hangerback Walker would be nice to come back around. Wouldn't hate Counterspell. Sacred Foundry, Shelldock Isle. Either of those wouldn't be bad. But yeah, 100% grabbing the on-color Mox. I really want to know what was in this pack that they passed up a Mox. Ooh, Portal to Phyrexia. Hell yeah. Patrick Automaton is also very good. Aether Spellbomb is very good. This is from a graveyard, so I can even take my opponent's stuff? Hell yeah, that is a great Tinker target right there. Flash and Skyclave Apparitions, good utility removal. Really hoping one of these tables for us here, but we're definitely taking the Portal. Like, no doubt we're taking the Portal. From this deck, we actually could do Kappa Cannoneer. So, like, Mishra's Bauble is good, Portable Hole is good. Kappa Cannoneer, we actually realistically could do things with. It might be the correct option, but I feel like that's probably going to table more than anything else here. I don't think we want Intuition. It's just a matter of Bauble or Portable Hole. Like, we have Oust to get rid of a creature. Portable Hole is only mana value of 2 or less. So, yeah, I think we grab this and we hope that Cannoneer tables. I don't foresee anyone taking Cannoneer based off of what I'm seeing going around. Ooh, Urza. Shadow Spear. Ooh, this pack is great. We're taking the Urza 100%. Because that just does crazy stuff. Now I almost wish I had that Sword of the Meek now. Yeah, we're 100% taking that. Winds of Abandon. And it's a good board wipe, but I don't think we're ever going to get enough mana with it. Manlands aren't bad. Shadow Spear is good, but yeah, I think we're taking the Urza 100% here. Ooh. Okay, Blightsteel. Yep. Okay, auto pick on that, 100%. What do we want to table? Seachrome Coast would be good. Mightstone, Weakstone, Time Warp, Lightning Greaves. Like, this one's another one where there's like 4 cards here that we wouldn't mind tabling. But yes, 100% we are grabbing Blightsteel Colossus. I don't even think we need this Bolas' Citadel anymore, honestly. We might actually go ahead and move this to the sideboard. I don't know if we're going to use that as a Tinker target anymore. Especially now that we have Blightsteel, Cityscape Leveler. Yeah, this deck is coming together now. Oh, and Coveted Jewel? Yes, where the hell is a workshop? Mentor wouldn't be bad if it wheels either. We have a lot of cheap stuff that we can trigger it with, and it creates tokens to go with our Skull Clamp plan. I honestly think between Skull Clamp, Coveted Jewel, and some of this other stuff, we actually legitimately have a risk of milling ourselves out. We're just drawing through our entire deck, but we're definitely grabbing Coveted Jewel. I'd like some more fast mana if we can find it, but I'm thinking at this late, all of the fast mana is probably gone. Well, there's actually probably a higher chance that wheels now that I think about it. Yeah, let's grab the Monastery Mentor. Show and Tell? Juke 'em out plan? Like transition into a Show and Tell deck instead of a Tinker deck? It does solve the problem of our Tinker targets getting stuck in hand. Like, I actually don't hate that. Usher of the Fallen works very good with our token plan. But I think I like the show and tell to be able to deal with like these getting stuck in hand, because I don't realistically foresee us hitting 8+ mana to be able to actually dump these. So, Sword of the Meat came back, or we can grab Lauren. Do we want Lauren? It's card draw, but it's symmetrical. It can blow up an artifact. Sword of the Meek does fun things with a bunch of our other stuff. But I didn't see a Thopter Foundry, so I don't have the infinite combo. Yeah, I think we go ahead and just grab Lauren here. Hangerback Walker came back around. Goblin Welder actually is interesting. We can do the red splash and can buy us stuff back from our graveyard. The question is it Hangerback Walker or is it Goblin Welder? Like, we do have red mana, theoretically. I think Walker is just better, though. Skyclay came back around, so we're probably just going to grab that as a generic removal spell. Zerta is actually kind of interesting in this deck. Like, it allows me to activate a bunch of this stuff way cheaper. It actually kind of works pretty well with what we're doing now that I think about it. Yeah, let's grab Zerta. Olifant can act as a land drop, but I can only grab mountains. I don't think it particularly matters here. Showdown of the Skulls is interesting. We can go ahead and throw that in the sideboard. And Coveted Jewel Wield. Nice. Okay. So that's our deck. Yeah, so we definitely have way more than we need as far as playables are concerned. Like, this is all mana for all intents and purposes. See if I can organize this a bit, see what I can do here. Okay, for all intents and purposes, for organizing, we have mana sources, card draw, tutor/cheat stuff into play, just creatures, token producers, removal, tinker targets. Realistically, this doesn't count as a land, even though it's a mana source. I've got 5 legitimate mana sources here. I think we can put Intrepid Adversary in the board. I don't think we need it main deck. I'm not sure how I feel about Dig Through Time main deck. We have so many other better ways to get cards, and a lot of our things are creature or our tokens, so they're not going to go into the graveyard anyways. Lingering Souls I'm super iffy about because we're literally never casting this backside of it, so we can probably get rid of that. I don't think we need Zerta main deck. It can do some interesting things, but there's not that many activated abilities that it's actually going to reduce the cost on, so I think we can put that in the board. Show and Tell is such a trap. Like, it does help solve the problem of one of our big things being stuck in hand, but it's symmetrical, and I always feel like it's a trap whenever we do it. We also have Sensei's Divining Top to put shit back into our library if we need to, so I think we can put Show and Tell on the board as a change into a different sideboard plan. Skyclave doesn't seem really necessary game 1. It's kind of just a catch-off for certain things up to 4 CMC, but I don't feel like we need it game 1 to be able to do what we're trying to do here. Okay, so here is where I'm at, where I need to make some more cuts. I believe I probably need to make 4... I need to make 4 or 5 more cuts to increase my land count here, is realistically what I need to do. The question becomes is, how do I do this? I think maybe Lauren we can put back. Luminarch Aspire we can put back. We can bring these in if we need them to go more aggro, go more whatever. I'm thinking Unctus maybe. It seems a little cute for what I'm trying to do here. So I'm not sure if I realistically want to use it or not. Smuggler's Copter is interesting. Yeah, I think Unctus might just be a little too cute for main deck. Need one more cut to make this work. I'm thinking I might have enough token producers that I don't need Hero or Blade Hold. Because this also has to live and then attack to actually be able to do anything. It also lowers the curve quite a bit. So maybe put Hero in the side, have like this. Like, do something like this if I want to go more aggro. Bring these 7 in and make some cuts and change from being combo-y to more aggro-y. Try something like that. Go up 4 more lands. I got 16 actual lands. 17, 18 if you count the Moxen. Maybe try something like that. Like, I'm very uneasy about this deck. It looks like it can be sweet, but it also looks like it can be super, super clunky. But I think we're gonna give it a shot. Let's run it. All right, here we go. So this isn't super fast, but it actually can do some kind of cute things here. So like I can turn 1 Enlighten Tutor to get a Mox, turn 2 Hangerback Walker on 1 and Skull Clamp, and I have some removal? Like, I don't hate that. So I think we're going to go ahead and go to shot here. We are on the draw, which means, and we have no defense if our opponent's doing something just absolutely stupid, but we're going to find out. Okay, well, opponent's already starting off on a fast hand. Got it. Okay, they're getting their ramp on. They're getting the ramp on a little bit better than we are. Coveted Jewel is interesting. So I guess we're going to see what they do here. Hopefully they're not doing anything too crazy here. Metal Cyst? Okay. So we actually have an answer for that is the funny part. They're an artifact aggro deck as well. We're just gonna go ahead. Well, actually, does Mana Vault do anything more? Because that's add 3 mana. Actually, Mana Vault does do quite a bit here. You know, I think we're gonna go ahead with the Mana Vault, actually. I don't think we want to show them the blue mana yet. This actually allows us to be able to go ahead and Skull Clamp now, get our stuff, and we still have a blocker. So we still have a block. Ooh, Portal to Phyrexy is interesting. And another land. We still have a Thopter as well, so we can block if we need to, but we can also just take our beats because we have the Touch of the Spirit Realm to blink the token and get rid of it. Granted, Nettle Cyst is much easier to re-equip than some other things. Ooh, Walking Ballista X equals 2, okay. It's a little more scary. Okay. That being said, we can still bounce this Germ token if we need to. Wait until we can go ahead and untap that. We'll take our 1. Another land. That's unfortunate. Luckily, if they're just sinking their mana into Walking Ballista, that's not the worst thing in the world. But we'll see what they're doing here. They're doing more things. Revoker? No, Skull Clamp. Okay, that's fine. We're just gonna get rid of the Germ token. Unfortunately, they can re-equip Nettle Cyst to Walking Ballista. Luckily, we should be able to kind of wipe up the board here shortly. They're just gonna re-equip the Nettle Cyst. Okay, they're re-equipping it to the Phyrexian Revoker. Unfortunately, I can't untap that. Staff of the Storyteller. So what do I want to do here? I take another 1 from this. They can kill my token with this. I go to 3. Or I'm not going to be able to get up to 9 mana next turn anyways, because even if I untap, that's 7, 8 max. So I do think we want to do this. So there's no point yet. I can sacrifice an instant speed, right? Yes. Well, actually I can do this at instant speed. Because he can kill this, or I can block. I think we'll just go past the turn here and see what happens. If he wants to blow up his Walking Ballista for this, I'm actually kind of okay with it. Definitely an interesting situation we're in. They got a very aggro start with this Nettle Cyst, which is annoying. Because if we can chump block the Phyrexian Revoker, we absolutely will. They're just going to tap it down. Okay. Well, I guess I don't get my chump block in. Yep, yep, yep. The next 2 draws are going to be very, very big. Oh, they have Tinker. Well, that sucks. What's their Tinker target? Sundering Titan, okay. Smuggler's Copter doesn't do anything. Alright, so we're up against a fellow Tinker deck, which is annoying. They just had a much faster draw than we did. We get Urza, which doesn't do anything. Yeah, they just had a faster draw than we did. It happens, it happens. In that case, then, we definitely want to bring Lauren in. We can bring in Skyclave Apparition. Containment Priest actually isn't half bad against what our opponent's doing either. I don't think Smuggler's Copter is going to do anything. Elspeth doesn't seem particularly relevant in this matchup. Let's take out the Raven Inspector, bring in these 3. Let's try that. Alright, let's see what we got here. So the Containment Priest is interesting, but doesn't really help me. I've got an Oust. Yeah, I think I gotta ship this. This hand doesn't really do enough. Okay, this hand is much better. It's just a matter of, do we put the Containment Priest back? Do we put Psy back? I think we put Psy back. Yeah, we're gonna put Psy back. Because this is just gonna... It's a little slow, but it is a turn 3 Blightsteel that they hopefully just can't deal with. And hopefully we don't need to flash in our Containment Priest before we have to Tinker. Alright, so the question becomes, does the opponent have counter magic? Ooh. Mana Vault lets us do this now. I guess we're gonna see if they have counter magic. Okay, they do. That's actually okay. Because that means it gets a counterspell out of their hand? And then we just go for it next turn. Hard evidence, that's fine. Alright, so we got a counterspell out of hand. Put back. We'll put Urza on top so that we draw it. Okay, we're gonna see if I can do this correctly here. Well, no, I don't think that's gonna work. No, it won't. Okay, never mind. I was gonna see if there was some way that I could use this draw card ability in response to the Tinker, but this is part of the cost, so no. I mean, we're putting them to the test. Resolves. Can you deal with the Blightsteel Colossus opponent? They can survive a hit from it. But do they have... Nope, they can't deal with the Blightsteel Colossus. Alright! Alright, I like that. I like that a lot. Do we want to change anything up being on the draw? I don't think so. I don't think we want to change anything. We don't really have any, like... true removal, so to speak, so I think we just run it back and hope that we can do something like that again. It was nice that we were able to bait that Spell Pierce out of their hand with the Mana Vault. This is an absolute no. We have 2 of our freaking Tinker targets in hand. Our opponent's been able to keep 7 every single fucking game. This is a redraw, Coveted Jewel. This is just too slow. This we can keep. Let's put back Cityscape Leveler and Coveted Jewel. I have no blue mana, but I can top and spin it on turn 1, which is nice. Alright, opponent's got a fast start again. This looks like a replay of last time. Give me something good. Okay, Psy's not bad if I can get blue mana. Alright, so at least we have selection now to be able to try to do things. The question becomes is how aggro do they go versus trying to play it conservatively? Yes, no, maybe? Promo Seed Shark, okay. Interesting. Alright, so it looks like they might be trying to, like, go wide sort of thing. I definitely do not want the Blightsteel. But I don't hate the Skyclave Apparition. It's a little awkward I have no blue mana. We're gonna go ahead and just get rid of that Chroma Seed Shark now. Because if that was their whole game plan, I'm actually kind of okay with this. Uh-oh. Golos. Okay. So they're gonna try to be able to spin Golos. Ooh, with Tolarian Academy nonetheless. Okay. They still don't have black mana to be able to spin it, though. Alright. Spin top. There's my blue mana. There's an Adeline. Just set up a good defense, probably. Grab Adeline. Play a land. Can't attack in with it yet, it's the only problem. Iron Cast Iconoclast. Ugh. Oh, they're a Skull Clamp deck too! Okay. Well, this is annoying. Alright, what's their last card? Okay, they're just activating that to draw some cards. Got it. Unfortunately, I think, again, we're just losing to a faster draw than we have. We also did not get a Tolarian Academy, which is definitely not helpful in the least bit. Succumbing to the better Skull Clamp deck. I mean, sometimes you get better pulls than others. Into a tie. Okay, yeah, we're pretty much just done here. We're gonna let them do their thing, but... Like, we're not definitively dead here, but we're pretty damn close. They're time walking, and they're doing all this shit. Alright, yep, do your thing. F6 through the turn. Alright, yeah, Portal to Phyrexia. We're done here. Good game, opponent. They ended up just being able to draft a better Tinker deck than we did. This is also the weird thing about drafting online versus drafting in person, is like, if we actually were all in the same pod the way that this would have been in person, they would not have been able to have the Mox Pearl, the Skull Clamp, the Portal to Phyrexia. Like, this would not be possible in paper drafting. But it's the nature of being online. On to the next one. Alright, we won the die roll. Let's see what we can do here. Let's get a good hand. This is a very good hand. We are keeping this. This is a turn 2 Tinker. We're just going to hope that our opponent doesn't have counter magic. We're going to make them think twice about doing anything with the blue mana. Make them think that maybe we're a control deck. We'd like another blue mana so we can actually cast this Urza if we need to. Ooh, blue-black something. Tapped. Okay. So, there's not that many free counter spells in this cube, so we're just gonna fucking go for it. Yeah, we're gonna put it to the test. It's indestructible. You gotta bounce it, you gotta exile it, and they don't have a way out of a turn 2 Blightsteel Colossus, okay? I mean, sometimes that's just enough. Alright, since we have no idea what our opponent is doing here, I think we're probably just going to run it back. Like, we have no clue what the opponent's doing, so... Alright, this... we gotta ship this, unfortunately. We don't really have anything to do here, so... Smuggler Copter, yeah, we gotta ship this one also. I think we're gonna keep on this. I don't like it, but we'll put one of each back and just see what our opponent's doing here and hope that a turn 3 Monastery Mentor's enough. Alright, so they're hardcore blue-black something. Alright, leaving up mana. We're just drawing lands. I would like to play this Monastery Mentor once there's something else I can do. Brainstorm? No. Is this a Reanimator strategy? Blood Crypt. Okay, so they're Grixis something. Alright, just plays a swamp. Dothy Voidwalker. Okay, that's fine. We don't really have any graveyard synergies in our deck as it is. So we'll go to our upkeep. Fetch. We already have our double blue. Let's just go ahead and grab another white source. Blightsteel Colossus, okay. This is a calamity of errors going on here. We're gonna see if a Monastery Mentor and some 0-drops will hopefully be enough. I mean, this is unblockable for all intents and purposes. Alright, I'm playing the Blood Crypt now. What 3-drop do you have, opponent? Everflowing Chalice, okay, so they're getting the ramp on. Like, in all reality, this is probably over. I'm just doing this to see what's going on. Alright, you can see my hand. There's nothing you can take out of it. I have no non-creature, non-land cards. But they do know about this Monastery Mentor now. They see the Blightsteel. Well, we're going to play one of the plays they know about. We are drawing way too many lands here. Maybe 16 lands was too much. I don't know. I know in a normal limited deck you want 17, but maybe 16 is just way too much in the style of deck here. Rankle. Okay. Interesting. So they're just kind of like Grixis aggro-y stuff? I feel like they probably choose the discard. Yeah, we're gonna let them have one of our lands. That's fine. Like I said, I don't think there's a way out of this, but you never know. This might incentivize them to do the sacrifice a creature mode, but we'll see. We're gonna see. There's a theoretical world that we can get out of this, where we hit a 1 or 0-drop artifact, play it, tinker, go grab a portal to Phyrexia, their board is now gone. Okay. Yep. Yeah, so there's still that world where that's a possibility. Can't block any of this. Go to 2. Like I said, they might be incentivized to do the sacrifice thing mode, but I mean, they just lose Skydiver, so... since we're just dead next turn, I'm going to do this for science. I believe the way this works is because Blightsteel Colossus is a replacement effect. It shuffles in instead of going under Dothy Voidwalker, because it would never actually hit the graveyard. So we're going to do this for science. Yep, it didn't go under the Dothy Voidwalker. Alright, so we are still in a position where basically we need a 0, 1, or 2-drop artifact. And we actually theoretically stabilize. I mean, that's a 2-drop artifact. Assuming they don't have counter magic as their last freaking card. Alright, it resolved. Alright, say goodbye to your board. See if we can get back into this. And now I can start getting stuff out of their graveyard. Alright, they had a land. Oh, okay, we are stabilizing. I think we grab... Alright, put this on. The question is do we grab Rankle or Troll first? I feel like we need to grab Rankle. We've seen reanimation effects. So I want to be able to get that out of the graveyard so they don't just have a haste creature of some sort. Urtai. Activated or triggered ability. This is at the beginning of your end step, so or at the beginning of your upkeep, so it should be a triggered ability, right? Yeah. Well, that was a very good draw for our opponent. A very good last card. Now we need something to be able to block this. Alright, so we drew a Mox. Okay, I don't hate Touch of the Spirit Realm. We're just going to go ahead and cast that to get this out of the way, and now we are in a top deck war. Who can top deck better? Have I stabilized? See what happens. Alright. Whatever it is, it's not a creature, and it's not a reanimation spell. We're gonna try again for Rankle. Okay, we got Rankle back. And a Sigh? Okay. We might have stabilized here. Always yield to making the Doppers. Now that I have a flying blocker, I can go ahead and attack. Make you discard your card, whatever it is. We're just gonna make you discard. What'd you discard? A Swamp. Okay. I like where we're at now. Like, this is a much more comfortable position. We're gonna keep getting stuff back from their graveyard. I think we stabilize as long as they don't have burn. At this point, we're gonna go ahead and grab... I think we just want to kill him as fast as possible. We're gonna go ahead and grab Troll. Into a land. I don't think we're gonna do any mode here. I could draw a card, but I don't want to give them another look at burn. I'm not going to put any mode onto the stack here. We're just presenting lethal next turn. As long as they don't just like randomly have burn of some sort. Alright, and we got there. Alright, I like it. Got there. Nice little 2-0 right there. I like it. Alright, round 3, won the die roll. I like it. This isn't particularly fast. I've got an Oust to deal with whatever their turn 1 play is. Into a Smuggler's Copter, into decent mana. I think I'm gonna ship it though. This is do nothing until turn 4. We have a Tinker. I think we're gonna keep it. Put Portal back. Hope that we draw something on turn 2 to do. Like, fast mana on turn 2 to be able to Tinker would be amazing. Blackcleave Cliffs. Dragon Rage Channeler, okay. They don't have the classic Dragon Rage Channeler into Mishra's Bauble. No fast mana. This is looking like a turn 4 Shorkai at this point. Unless I can hit a 0-drop artifact next turn. Okay, just a tap land go. That's fine. They have blue mana though, so that's mildly concerning. Jesus Christ. Okay. So this is just going to be a turn 2 Shorkai. Or turn 4 Shorkai. Or do I want to Elspeth, actually? I think I might rather Elspeth first. Depending on what the opponent does here. They're not even close to turning on Dragon Rage Channeler, but now they have counter magic up. I think I'd rather Elspeth get cannon. Ooh, it's a 0-drop. I'm gonna play that out. If something's eating a counterspell, I'd rather it be Elspeth than anything else. Really? Okay. Sneak attack. Okay. So what big baddie do you have that you want to sneak attack in? That is mildly concerning. Alright, so the question becomes is, can they sneak attack in something better than... Well, let's start building up defenses here, is the gist of what I want to do. So that I have plenty of shit to sacrifice. Cityscape Leveler... What does Cityscape Leveler do again? Hold on, one moment. Alright, so Cityscape Leveler is whenever it attacks. Or when I cast it. That doesn't really do it. I'm trying to think if any of my other stuff does it. I think I just want... Yeah, at this point I think I just want Blightsteel Colossus and hope that even through an Emrakul I can win. It just depends how many fatties they have, I think. Yeah. Just hope this can survive whatever they're trying to sneak attack in here. As long as they don't have multiple flyers, I'm safe, I think. How many things are you going to try to sneak in? Really? Oh, they're just gonna time warp? That's interesting. Do they not have a fatty? Okay. Are they trying to find a fatty is what's going on here. I don't know why you would keep a sneak attack if you don't have a payoff. Alright. What do you got, opponent? Archon. Oh, that's fine. Sack a token. Discard shortcut. That's fine. You can swing in, that's totally fine. Alright. Oh, it was going after Elspeth. Oh. Can you flash in something to deal with the Blightsteel? Okay. You can activate this only as a sorcery. Oh, they're going to entomb something. Okay. What are they putting in the yard? Ashen Rider. Okay. Alright, our opponent got it. Interesting. Okay. So they are a Sneak and Show Reanimator style deck. Got it. Okay. In that case then, Containment Priest is definitely coming in. Smuggler's Copper can go away. Skyclave Operation can come in. Oust is probably a bit slow. I feel like Elspeth is probably a bit slow for this matchup. So let's try that. Alright, let's go. I mean, this isn't terrible. I think we're going to keep this. It's a little slow, but they also showed that they don't really have a ton of ramp. So... Put a mulligan to 6. So hopefully they just kept a mediocre 6. Alright, slower hand. I like that. Another land is good. We're gonna play Savage Storyteller. Start getting our engine online. We have an answer for a sneak attack, which is nice. Or a recurring nightmare. Talisman of Creativity, okay. Shorkai. Well, let's start out with attacking. Wait, there's something to be said about just getting rid of this Talisman. Just to keep them off mana, but I feel like that's a waste of a Skyclave Apparition. I think we're gonna go ahead and just draw. Alright, 2 lands, so we can get Shorkai down next turn. Or if all they do is drop a sneak attack, we can take the sneak attack out. I don't have the mana for a recurring nightmare. So many lands. Jesus. Okay, let's start off with this. Draw some cards. See what we hit. Okay, I like that. Containment Priest is very, very good. So based off of what we got here, I'm going to go ahead and just pass the turn, because I can't hold up stuff and do everything I want, and I want to save this Mox Pearl for being able to drop this Monastery Mentor. So we have Containment Priest to try to stop them from cheating something into play. And then the following turn, we can Monastery Mentor into Mox Pearl. Gets a Swamp, plays a Swamp. Passes the turn. Okay. So we can still hold on to this Containment Priest. I'm not super concerned about... Okay, that's a little awkward. Play Monastery Mentor. Play a land. Play Mox Pearl. Alright, I very much like where we're at in this position here. I would like to not have to show this Containment Priest if we don't have to. I also can just draw off a Staff of the Storyteller at the end of their turn. Show and Tell, we also have covered with Portal and Containment Priest. Massacre Girl. Does that matter? At the moment, no. I mean, it wipes my board, but there's plenty of other stuff I can do here. Let's draw. Coveted Jewel. Okay, that's fine. We actually can play the Coveted Jewel is the funny part. And then that still leaves up Containment Priest, and then it sets up for being able to Portal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Go back up to 4? Because we're going to see if they have any kind of counter magic. Okay. Well, I'm getting to the point where I can basically just hard cast a Blightsteel Colossus. Let's play that. Then I can pass the turn. I mean, I can just cast Blightsteel Colossus next turn. I gotta discard some shit. We can put Blightsteel back into the deck, and then I can just tinker for it later. Like, I can always bounce this Massacre Girl if I have to. Whenever one or more attacks, player draws 3... Wait, what? Whenever one or more creatures attacks, and they aren't blocked... Oh! That's not something I anticipated. What does this do? Target artifact or creature. Okay, that's actually kind of okay. Because I can do this. I don't like them drawing cards. Blink Coveted Jewel. And then I'm going to get it back. That might have been a massive punt. We're going to find out. No, they're just passing the turn. Alright, I'm actually kind of okay with that. Draw cards for Mishra's Bauble, that's fine. Draw 3 more cards with Covenant Jewel. Which all ended up being lands. Chuck's an Ashen Rider, interesting. That makes me think they're going to reanimate it. We just draw a Blightsteel Colossus. I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11 mana. So I can't cast Blightsteel yet. But I've got enough mana to be able to Portal to Phyrexia, make them sack their board, and then I can Containment Priest if they try to reanimate this Ashen Rider. It does shut off Portal, other than the fact that it starts emptying their graveyard. Well, let's see what they got going on over there first. What are you drawing? Damnation. Okay. Let's thin the deck. I also could Cityscape Leveler, blow up Massacre Girl, and then flash in. Because what? This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 10 mana. That also leaves up a mana to be able to do this. We're gonna blow up Massacre Girl. We can have a Power Stone, that's fine. Okay, hard casting a Force of Will. That gets that out of hand, which I'm actually super okay with, that they didn't use that on a Blightsteel Colossus. Okay. I gotta check a card, so I'm just gonna check a land. Mox Ruby, okay. Like, we're definitely slogging this one out, but I've also got the Containment Priest to shut shit down. I'm also almost to the point where I can just hard cast this Blightsteel. Goldspan Dragon. Okay, that's fine. We can get some damage in, that's totally fine. We're just gonna portal that. I keep forgetting they get fucking Coveted Jewel. This Coveted Jewel is kind of a pain in the ass, I'm not gonna lie. Into Recurring Nightmare. Okay, that's fine. Because now I get to Containment Priest. They have a counterspell? Wow. Okay. Well, the other nice part is I have a way to get rid of this Ashen Rider, but it's also going to get rid of my shit. What are they gonna exile? A land? Okay. But they need a creature and something else to be able to deal with this Ashen Rider. Okay. Well, that was calamitous, to say the least. We got a Sigh. We are drawing so many fucking lands. Okay, so Portal to Phyrexia. It dies, they exile it with that. They've got to have a creature and Recurring Nightmare to be able to get it back to keep doing dumb shit. I'm trying to think of what I can do here. Alright, let's try this. I think this is our only way out. This is a little bit unfortunate, but... Okay, there's Tinker. Discard Blightsteel. I get a dude. So they can Damnation to get rid of it. But then they still don't have creatures to do anything with. Let's get rid of... I don't think I need the mana anymore. Let's just force them to start making suboptimal plays. And see what they do here. Because this is going to force them to keep the Ashen Rider back, or they're going to have to Damnation to be able to actually exile this, and then that's going to tap them down quite a bit. Oh yeah, I forgot about Mana Drain. I think this one's slipping away, unfortunately. We got a full group of cards. We know they have a Damnation. I'm assuming this is a... no, Recurring Nightmare. Alright. They're gonna get their free attack in, that's fine. Getting Massacre Girl back to exile Blightsteel Colossus. I'm gonna guess that means they're probably gonna try to get... Alright. If they just play Recurring Nightmare 2 more times, I'm just gonna get rid of it. Alright, go sack Massacre Girl, get Recurring Nightmare back. Them having an answer for the fucking Containment Priest is brutal. They're just gonna get rid of lands now? And they're not gonna play out Recurring Nightmare, are they? Maybe? Okay, we can finally get rid of the stupid Recurring Nightmare. Assuming they don't have... Nope, they're just gonna do this again. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I think this one slipped away, unfortunately. Like, them having the answer for the Containment Priest is what did it here. If they didn't have the answer for the Containment Priest, they'd just be dead. And unfortunately, we literally don't have any answer for, like, any of this shit now. They got Goldspan Dragon back. Interesting choice. Yeah, unfortunately, we're just dead here. Womp. Them having that mana drain is literally what sealed the game for them. Well, good job, opponent. Good game. Good game. So, not a whole lot can be said about a draft after it's completed. The nature of the format makes it so the chances of this deck being recreated exactly are almost impossible. So there's no real point in commenting on the deck outside of just kind of reflecting on my own experience with drafting and the fact that they have added new cards that I'm not super familiar with to the draft. Always remember, if you don't know the card exactly, read the card. Reading the card explains the card. As you saw with Coveted Jewel, I knew about the card draw. I knew about adding mana. Totally forgot about its ability to bounce back and forth between me and the opponent. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this. I know I don't do a ton of limited. If you like the limited content, let me know in the comments and like in the video. I'll make more of it if you guys enjoy it. I mostly do the limited stuff for myself. I do love drafting, even though I'm not very good at it. And good news for anyone else who loves Cube besides me out there. Daybreak Games did announce that Vintage Cube is going to be available every single month during 2024 instead of just a few times a year like it was before. So if you like this, I can produce a lot more draft content with it. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed, had fun. I'm super excited for pumping out content in 2024. Catch you all in the next one, and as always, stay salty. Thank you for watching the video. If you like what you saw, do me a favor, hit that like and the sub button below. They are both free ways to support my channel and support my content. Make sure while you're at it, you also go stop by and follow me on all the other socials to see what I'm doing outside of the world of Magic. If you really like what you see and you really want to support the channel, or you have a crazy deck list you want to see played here, stop by the Patreon, submit a donation deck list. Whether it's a deck you want to see me play, a challenge for something you want to see me build, or you just want to see me play whatever the hell I feel like playing that week, stop by there. It is just the price of a league to get your deck on video. As always, thank you for stopping by. I hope you all had fun, and as always, stay salty.